Well, it's here. The new Yamaha Tenere 700 World Raid has been unveiled, and now that we know the details, I'll compare it to the current Tenere 700 and we can judge the value of the two motorcycles relative to each other. And if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing and liking the video to help out the channel. We've known about this bike for a while, but now we have the details, so here's a brief rundown of the World Raid's advantages and disadvantages as compared to the standard T7. First and most noticeably, we have twin tanks with twin filler caps capable of carrying 23 liters of fuel. This is way more than the 16 liters on the original T7, giving this new Yamaha a range of 300 plus miles or 500 plus kilometers. That's a huge improvement over my T7's 300 kilometer range. Furthermore, the tank sits lower on this bike, which Yamaha claims makes this heavier Tenere feel similar in weight to the admittedly top-heavy original. Why dual tanks? The smaller volume on each side prevents the fuel from sloshing around from side to side, which would negatively affect handling. Now that KTM and Yamaha are using this new design, I wonder if future adventure models will switch to it as well. As mentioned before, the World Raid is considerably heavier than the original T7. According to Yamaha, the new bike weighs 485 pounds compared to the 452 of the original. Now, as a guy who has ridden his T7 on some tight trails, I can attest to the fact that the top heaviness of a motorcycle isn't the only factor at play in off-road applications. The extra pounds will also create more momentum and will make it harder for the rider to change direction on tight single track. The new bike may feel the same as the old one to keep upright, but may take more effort to turn. The new T7 does have quite a few improvements over the old one, and the most significant of those is suspension. The forks have 9 inches of travel compared to 8.2 on the standard Tenere, and the shock has 8.7 inches versus 7.9 on the old bike. Ground clearance is up to almost 10 inches. Also, the fork now has preload compression and rebound adjustment. The old one didn't have preload. The seat height is 35 inches, a half inch higher than the original, which is good as the suspension is 0.8 inches higher, so somehow the engineers found an extra 0.3. The seat is new and longer in front, allowing the rider to shift forward as on a dirt bike. The World Raid also sports a new 5-inch TFT which can now be connected to your phone through the Yamaha app. You have a choice of 3 layouts: Explorer, Street, and Raid. You get a better bash plate, bigger pegs, taller screen, engine guards, updated radiator with a more sturdy guard, and an Olin steering damper. Finally, the ABS levels up as well. While my Tenere allows me to turn off my ABS completely for off-road use, this new system can be all on, all off, or keep the front ABS on for safety while turning off the rear for some slide action. So this is all well and good, but when is it coming and how much will it cost? Well, Yamaha says that the new bike will hit Euro dealers as soon as May. Given how long the original Tenere 700 rollout took, take that with a grain of salt. Yamaha has not yet indicated when or even whether the World Raid will make it to North America. Currently, they're calling it a European model. As for the cost, it's clear that the new features will lead to a new price. In the UK, the bike will reportedly cost £11,600, £2,100 more than the base T7. So the World Raid will be only £400 short of the KTM 890 Adventure R, which offers considerably more power and a far more impressive electronics suite, though it lags behind in reliability. Given the extra equipment, larger tanks, suspension upgrades, engine guards, bash plate, new pegs and windscreen, and steering damper, one could make the case that you're getting your money's worth, but you'd better be really using this bike for some serious rally action. If, like me, you just want to bang around off-road a bit, I'd still stick to the much less expensive original. In fact, I'd rather take my bike down a twisty single track than the heavier new one. Where the World Raid will have an advantage on the regular T7 will be in the desert running. The extra suspension and steering damper will give it a sizable edge. It's basically a no-frills rally bike for the no-nonsense rider. Personally, even if the new one comes to Canada, I'll hold on to mine as upgrading would be expensive and wouldn't improve my experience on my rides. But it is nice to have a new option, especially one optimized for hitting those high-speed rallies. So what do you think? Do you want this bike in America? Is it worth the extra dough? Share your thoughts in the comments and adventure on. If you're interested in any of the gear that Brooke and I wear or use, or the camera equipment we use to film this channel, the links are below. Everything listed there was bought with our own money and we are not sponsored by any company. However, the links below are affiliate links and the channel is paid a small amount for referring you to shop at no additional cost to you. We do not recommend any products that we are not satisfied with ourselves, but we do strongly urge you to do your research and select the correct size for items like helmets and clothing. As always, thanks for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And whatever you ride, enjoy it. Wave at other bikers no matter what they're riding. We're all part of a brotherhood and sisterhood. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, and may the spokes be with you.